Hello, this is High Templar with a new episode of my Total War Warhammer mod reviews, and today we'll be talking about the second most subscribed mod of all times for Total War Warhammer, and that is Conquer Anywhere and Diplomatic Options. This was also the mod that was released before the game was released, and the story goes this way. Creative Assembly during the development of Total War Warhammer decided on the feature called Regional Occupation, and that basically means you cannot get entirety of the map. If you are Empire, you cannot get Norsca, you cannot get Dwarf Strongholds, and you cannot get Orc lands. And if you are Orc or Dwarf, you cannot get Human lands. And that feature was not very well received by the most of the community. And they defended it, that it is lore friendly, which is not really, because while it is difficult, it is possible to conquer those places. I mean, for example, for Norsca, it would have to be, there would be a lot of strain on the people living there, but it is possible because, well, Norscan do live there. And this is pretty much the same for the Dwarven Karaks, which were occupied by different people at different points of time. But that's not really important here. They also told that they also defended it that they shared it to the testers, and the tester didn't like it at first, but come to like it then. And finally, they told that when you are playing the Total War game, at the end of the game, it's more grind than fun to take, well, everything. And there were many people who didn't agree and basically told Creative Assembly that it's just taking away their freedom. And also, well, there are comments that some people just want to paint the entire map their color. So, Creative Assembly cave in basically and gave us the Conquer Anywhere mod that was available like it says here on 20th May. So basically when the game was released, you could have already subscribed to it and get it and play with it. And since then this mod has evolved basically to have some more features. So basically, not only you can conquer anywhere, that include Norsca, and you can get with vampire counts, you can get dwarf lands, with orcs you can get Aldorf, pretty much everything, but also have additional options, and this mod has some additional features. But what are diplomatic options? Diplomatic options are as follows. You can confederate with every faction of your culture. That means, vampire clans could not confederate before, for example, with other vampire clans, because not really their style, but they could make a vassal from the other guys. So now you can confederate within any faction in your culture. You can make a vassal of any faction, regardless of the culture, and you can liberate any faction regardless of their culture if you wish so. So you have those options, and these are pretty cool options. It gives you much freedom and ability, like I said, to paint entire map your color. While I do like regional occupation, and I will explain why at the end of this video, it's not really the point here. And there are some additional things you can get with Conquer Anywhere. So there are other options. Firstly is Conquer Anywhere, like just regional occupation removed, nothing else. Then you have Chaos Edition, and this one is very interesting. It allows Chaos to capture settlements. And this is very, very game changing. And actually makes, whereas Conquer Anywhere generally makes the game easier, although some people will disagree, I will explain my reasoning later. The Conquer Anywhere for Chaos is making a game quite harder because you're starting war, at least at the beginning, because you are starting a war, you start with a war with pretty much everybody. And those people will start going after your settlements. And what this mod does is actually, you are losing your horde abilities. You cannot recruit unless you have building in the settlement, basically in your province. You cannot move away. You cannot just don't care about those settlements, because if they were be taken away from you, you are left with nothing. You cannot build your armies anymore. And because you start with so many wars, it is problematic, because people will come gunning for your settlements, and you are losing your horde abilities. You can no longer spawn hordes, build horde buildings, and so on. So that is an issue. But we will go into details when we will actually play it, because we will play it. Then we have Conquer Anywhere excluding Norska. That actually makes sense. Norska is very unhospitable land, and while you should be able to settle there, there should be strong penalties to settle there. Then you have confederations, which again, this is like diplomatic options confederation. This is a part of this one. It just allows for everybody to confederate, and the other one which disallowed everybody to confederate. So no faction will be able to confederate. And then you have vassals from all factions. So again, this is, you can make a vassal from everybody, no matter of the culture. Finally, you have Conquer Anywhere Beastmen Edition, which is pretty much the same as Chaos Edition. It allows Beastmen to settle. And finally, Liberate all factions. So this is it for those options. And let's just jump into the game and see the changes. Let's start with the vampire counts. So with vampire counts, it is pretty straightforward what it does change, but it also does change your strategy and tactics a lot. Firstly, you actually can defeat the dwarves. In normal game, you would gain very little from destroying those settlements. It would take your time, it would take your... Well, you could sack them and then destroy them, but it would take your movement. And basically, you would not be gaining anything long-term from it. And even if you raise those settlements, there will be orc tribes from the north and the dwarves basically from the south that could be resettling those. So you will have to always put a strong garrison in Castle Drakenhof. You should have an army here at all times. You just cannot leave it alone. With this one, you just can go straight at them. Take it. And you will have, basically additional options of occupying it or looting and occupying it. So if I do occupy it... Yes. So if you occupy it, you can see that it actually changed into vampire settlement. It's not perfect, as you can see. There are some graphical problems, but apart from that, it is pretty cool. And from the beginning, you can build stuff that will help you grow your empire, basically. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And the other thing is that you can actually go to diplomacy and have option on but cowards often live longer. Fine. So join confederation. Here you have that option. Before it was only make a vassal, and you will have that option. Confederating and make vassal every time you talk to anyone. You talk, well, not to dwarves, obviously. Why'd you darken my halls with your foul presence? I feel like it. Anyway, so this is for the vampire counts, and while it does change a bit your your game style, it doesn't make a significant game-changing difference. Now let's jump into the Chaos. This Chaos Edition and Beastmen Edition does change a game a lot. And it's pretty much a different game. And as I said, mostly because, well, everybody will be gunning for you and you are losing that horde capabilities. And I will show you how to start it. Because it's not only, you are not only losing horde abilities in your one army that is taking the settlements, you are losing with all armies, your all hordes. So it is absolutely doesn't make sense. Actually, let's just take advantage of ability to recruit units and recruit those two guys. We won't be able to do that for quite some time. Bersoning Camp, just right here. Normally you would get a new lord here. It's pointless for this game because it would just take your money. You wouldn't be starting accumulating growth. Now we have a population surplus of 4. If I build this, this will be lost. This will be not transferred into Bersoning Camp. However, the growth that is in my horde will be transferred to the growth in this province, which is very nice, I think. So if I do take it, sorry. Beautiful indeed. I'm taking this place. And I can awaken the tribe, but I can also occupy. So if you are playing as Chaos, it makes no more sense to actually awaken all those tribes, because it would be to your disadvantage. It's better to, I mean, yeah, maybe 1 or 2. But in most cases, it's just better to grab this land instead of give it to somebody else. Although granted, those guys who have their base income, and base income will give you a lot. So yeah, now we are actually still doing money. We have grabbed this. As you can see, I can no longer do anything horde-like with Prince Sigvald here. But I do have Bersoning Camp, which is bringing me some money, some growth. And actually, growth was transferred into this province. So it is 4 population surplus, and I can build this right now. And let's look at those buildings, because they will be very different from horde buildings, obviously. Firstly, those start at level like -1, I guess. And it decreases upkeep for Chaos Marauders by -5%, not 10. It gives +1 experience for all units, which is awesome, because all infantry units, additional experience, could amount to huge things if you get more of it. And then it provides you a garrison, additional garrison from Chaos Marauders, Great Weapons, Chaos Marauders, and Chaos Warhounds. So just imagine this. Grab this, it gives +2 unit experience. Grab this, it's additional +3 unit experience and -5 upkeep. And I believe there is this one, which gives some additional hero ranks and, additional garrison. So this is additional garrison, this is additional garrison, this is additional garrison. You also have option of just leaving the tribal relic and trial pit and just go for sparring fields, riders camp, and chieftain halls. It will give you trolls. However, it will provide you with garrison. However, this is not that big of a garrison and doesn't give bonuses that other places have. So I wouldn't take it. As you can see, we still have decrease on upkeep, and the main building is actually generating a lot of money. At the end is 1000 and the +70 growth. So yeah, this is something very, very cool indeed. And yeah, that's all for buildings, I guess. But the problem starts right now, because right now I cannot recruit anything else. I just can't. And that is kind of a huge problem. Let's go for Marauders here. That is actually a huge problem, and if I just end the turn, I only have 15 units inside here. And both Kolek and Archeon Everchosen are now available for me. This is another change from the mod. So if I go to recruit lords, I can recruit Archeon, I can recruit Kolek Sun-Eater, which is pretty cool, I admit that. I can go to the Frozen Landing. Like I said, I cannot recruit anything because I don't have recruitment building. It will take some time to get it. Obviously, do want to get Frozen Landing. Only 15 units in here, as I mentioned before. So if the dwarves should come in here, I will be pretty powerless to do anything against them. And if you look at this diplomatic map, it's pretty gruesome. I mean, all those guys will be coming, gunning for me. And yeah, that would be really, really, really bad. Really bad indeed. But let's just take this place and let's just explain to you why I think this is a much harder battle, basically. Normally we would awaken this tribe. Nice. Now it would give us something to cover our back, and at the same time we would push forward, have 2 hordes, build those hordes and try wrecking dwarves or the Kislev. Now what we need is to defend against both Kislev and the dwarves with very, very small army. I will get that. And we cannot get more troops. We can get more lords, but those lords will be without any defense. Obviously, Kolek would be quite effective. Let's just wait and get more money. Okay, and we can actually get even more money by doing this. I don't think we need more growth. We are doing already plus 80 because of those 2 ports. And this is actually giving us some nice money and stuff. But this entire province only has 2 settlements, and that is also something that will be damaging to us. So yeah, I guess I cannot get to Siokarten yet. I might want to try, and I probably will try because straight here. Yes, and those guys have already 2 armies, already almost a full stack, and they will jump to Siokarten once they see my army. Still cannot recruit anything because, well, no. At least I will have some recruitment options right now. And as you can see, as soon as I will get recruitment options, I will also have, yeah. So this full stack moved here. And with 15 units, I'm not saying it will be impossible, but on the legendary, it will be very, very hard to take that settlement. 15 units against Siokarten, which has already 6 here. And a full stack here. So 26 units against 15, pretty hard fight, especially for the Sigvald. For Archeon or for Kolek it would be easier, but it doesn't give me pretty much different options than to go back and here and turtle. I could try to get them from here. I could just get more units in this border and wait for them to attack, which wouldn't be bad idea maybe. But those guys will be coming for me. I mean, everybody will be coming for me actually. So that is a problem, and I'm pretty sure the Kislev will also coming for me very, very shortly. And with, oh, see that? Already raiding me, and Kislev is already here. This is what I wanted to show you. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you turtle up, you are pretty much dead. And you have to make some hard decisions here. So yeah, this is all I wanted to show you here about this mod. And what else? I wanted to tell you why I do like regional occupation. Regional occupation is is interesting because it doesn't only take away some options from you, it actually forces you to create something more interesting. Like I said with vampire counts, you have to have your Easter Sylvania defended because you cannot eradicate the dwarves totally. There will be always a faction that will resettle those places. Will it be Red Eye, or will it be Greenskins, or will it be Bloody Hands if they get all the way through to there? You will have to basically eradicate every dwarf and greenskin faction to ensure those will be not resettled. Yes, you can eradicate them quite substantially and make them weakened, make them it will take ages for them to regenerate and make an actual threat to you. But at this time you are not grabbing any land, you are not giving yourself economical advantage as you would if you would be taking human lands. So this is actually for me this is actually quite cool. Think about it, Skarsnik. Skarsnik is difficult in the regional occupation because you have to go against dwarves. If you go against the Empire Secessionists, which are a very weak faction that you can take advantage very quickly, you can grab their lands. In regional occupation, you can only raid them, sack them, get some money from them. But you could actually take their lands in the Conquer Anywhere and build your empire based on the Reichsland. Even build the empire itself, because you would have, well, you would have numerical advantage. So yeah, it is making a game different. I would say in many occasions it is making game easier. I do like regional occupation because it's making things more interesting. Like White Dwarfs don't have cav. It's not only taking away options, it's forcing you to have different strategy. The same way Vampire Clans don't have range units. And the same way is for me regional occupation. It makes things more interesting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you like it. If you did, press like, comment if you will, and see my other videos in Total War Warhammer, my DLC speculation and analysis videos, my mechanics videos for Total War series, but also my Let's Plays in Total War series and other games. Thank you for watching, and see you later.